I think anyone would like an extra $500, $1,000, even $1,500 a month in retirement. And in this video, we'll go through 4 strategies that we use with our clients that help us achieve this income boost. The good thing is that these strategies is that they're helpful whether you have $250,000 saved or well over $1 million. So it works for everyone, especially when it comes to the first strategy, which is to delay your government benefits. The government benefits we're talking about delaying are your Canadian pension plan, CPP, and old age security, OAS. Now, a lot of us want a defined benefit plan, right? Unless you work for a government or a big company, typically you will not have a defined benefit pension plan, which means that you get a monthly payment every single month when you retire. But we all have, as long as you've paid into the Canadian pension plan, we all have a defined benefit pension in our CPP. Yet most of us take it as early as we can and reduce that amount. You can take your Canadian pension plan anytime between age 60 and age 70. If you take it before 65, it's going to be decreased by 0.6% every month. So there's a penalty to take it early. And if you delay past 65, there's a 0.7% per month increase. If you delay all the way till 70, you get a 42% increase in your Canadian pension plan benefit. Now, you don't have to take it on your birthday. You can take it at any month in between. So if you delay it age 65 plus 1 month, you'll get a 0.7% increase. Again, every month you delay, there's a bit of a benefit. The caveat is a lot of you say, yeah, but Adam, if I delay my CPP all the way till age 70 and I retire at 65 or even before that, I'm short income. And, we talk a lot about the go-go phase of retirement, basically from the day you retire till about age 75. Those are your go-go years. That's where you should be spending money, doing stuff. Those are the times, hopefully, you're still healthy, and statistically, you're able to spend more money. So you might say, well, Adam, if you're telling me to delay my CPP, then I'm going to have less money in my pocket, and I can't actually enjoy my go-go years. Now, for some of you watching this video, if you don't have a lot of money saved up, you may need to start your CPP a little bit earlier. Again, delay it as long as you can. Every month helps. But if you have other assets, RSP, LIRAs, DC plans, there's all these different options, other accounts that you have that you could rely on, then delay CPP and draw down those other accounts. And that's what we call the RSP meltdown. It's a great strategy. If you haven't walked through that strategy with your financial planner, I encourage you to do it because it will add money to your bucket. There's a system to do this, and it takes time and effort to kind of break that down. So sit with your financial planner, look at delaying CPP, look at drawing down your RSPs, your LIRAs, your other types of investment accounts that could be taxable. Old age security is the same thing, especially if you work right up to age 65. Don't start your old age security right away because you may have a clawback. So again, talk to your financial planner. Does it make sense to delay it? You get 0.6% every single month that you delay OAS. So old age security you can take anytime between 65 and age 70. Can't take it before 65, but you can take it later and there's a benefit, 0.6%. Bigger benefit delay CPP, not as big for OAS, but still a benefit there. So again, walk through these scenarios with your financial planner because this is a huge part of putting more money back in your pocket. Again, just because you're delaying this income doesn't mean you have other income sources to kind of fill that hole and then give you even more later as well. Moving on to our second strategy, we delve into the power of income splitting for couples and for singles, I haven't forgot about you, the importance of leveraging non-taxable income sources. Income splitting will allow you to split your income. So if you have, one spouse with a high amount of income, maybe it's coming through a pension plan or their RIF account, they're able to split it. Now we've done other videos on income splitting and what qualifies. We'll link that video here above, but you need to make sure you understand what types of income sources. Now, if you're retiring early, and you want to look at income splitting, there might be a strategy around spousal RSPs. So if you're, Adam, I want to retire at 55, we only are building up RSPs, that's all we're going to have. But, Sally works full time and John doesn't. So Sally has all the RSPs and she's building up this big, massive account. But if we retire early, she pulls out that money, you can't split it before age 65. So that's where building up the spousal RSP is going to have some benefits. So again, there's income splitting both in retirement, but as you look at your runway leading up to retirement, make sure you understand, when are we planning to retire? What type of income sources do we have? So all these things matter. Again, I'm doing this with my wife right now with spousal RSPs. We're planning hopefully to retire early. Don't know, but again, I'm planning ahead. Rules can change, things can change, but given the landscape we're in right now, how can I best set up my personal family financial world to make sure that I can income split later? Again, once you're 65, retired, you can split that RIF income. So if you just have RSPs, convert it to a RIF, you can split that income. If you have a defined benefit pension plan, you can split that at any age. So again, understand what type of income sources can be split and make sure you set yourself up so that you're able to split those come retirement. For singles watching this video, which is a big percentage of it, I want to encourage you to build up your tax-free savings account, maybe even a non-registered account. What you need to do is kind of massage the tax situation between while you're working, how much you make, doing an RSP, getting that tax break, versus down the road having that tax-free savings, a non-registered account, some of these accounts that you can pull from in a more tax-efficient manner. So again, the way you build up accounts and work towards retirement might be a little bit different. Now I know some of you are sitting there saying, Adam, I was married and now I'm not in retirement. Like that happens too. Of course, it's hard to plan for that. But I encourage all of you, whether you're single or not, build up a tax-free savings account. If you are single, again, we see some benefit in that non-registered account. Again, just more flexibility on where your income comes from, how much it's going to be taxable, trying to avoid that old age security, the OAS clawback or recovery tax as they call it. Again, this is why it's important to work with your financial planner and not just throw money at accounts. Like what you do leading up to retirement drastically affects how much tax you're going to pay in retirement. Our third strategy emphasizes the importance of maintaining a stable tax rate throughout your retirement years. Now, for some of you watching this video, you might say, Adam, I've been retired for a few years and I've paid zero tax. Like, that's a great thing. Like, I have avoided paying CRA. I've paid them so much money my whole life and I've had a few years of no payment. Like, I win. The reality is if you put those numbers on paper, long term, you probably won't win. And so how you win in the tax scheme in retirement is to keep your average tax rate as level as possible. If you can keep it within about 2 or 3% from the day you retire until about life expectancy, so let's call it 87. If you can keep your average tax rate as level as possible, don't make it look like a roller coaster. If your tax rate, your average tax rate looks like a roller coaster in retirement, you lose. You're going to pay more taxes. So make sure when you retire, you have a cash flow plan. Make sure you understand that you have some taxable income, where that's going to come from, and map it out from now until age 85, 87. How are we going to create a level tax rate? How are we going to build in that go-go phase, right? Within all of this level taxes, we still want to give you more money earlier because you're able to spend more money earlier. So let's build up that go-go phase, then slow go, then no-go. Again, the RSP meltdown, the delaying your CPP. So you have to take all these strategies and build it in, but keep that average tax rate as level as possible. That will help add money into your pocket after tax. I promise you that. So if you think, no, Adam, I'd like paying zero tax, the tax bill is going to come and it's going to be compounded down the road. Lastly, the fourth tip for you is ensuring that your cash flow aligns with your investment strategy. I think the biggest fear for most retirees is running out of money or bad years in the market. What happens if the market drops 10, 20, 30% here in 2024? Where does your cash flow come from? How do you make sure that you can get your retirement income? Money that you need. You're no longer showing up to work. You need payments coming in from your investment accounts. But if your investments are down 10, 20, 30%, guess what? You're not going to want to pull money from there. And that's why it's really important to create a plan, understand how much cash flow from which accounts, then build those investment accounts accordingly. I'll give you an example. Let's say you need $40,000. You build out a plan, you need $40,000 from your RIF account in 2024. Look at your RIF account and say, where am I going to get that cash flow from? If you're working with an investment advisor, make sure they understand your plan so that they can actually build out the portfolio to match your cash flow for 2024, 2025, and ideally 2026. So if you need $40,000 from your RIF this year, I'd say, okay, well, how much natural cash flow do I get? Dividends, interest, that type of thing. Okay, let's say it's $15,000. Well, I need another $25,000 in that account. Might be a maturing bond, a GIC, whatever it is. There's different investment vehicles that you can utilize to make sure that that cash flow is going to be there for you, guaranteed no matter what happens in the market. And you want to plan this for typically 2 to 3 years. So make sure you kind of have a rolling cash flow. So guess what? If the market's down 20% this year, hey, my dividends are still coming in and my GIC matures or my bond matures, whatever it is. But that cash flow is coming in regardless of what the market. You're not selling at a low. You're not delaying anything in retirement that you want to do. You got that big cruise, through Greece plan. It's going to cost $30,000. You plan this. This is your lifelong retirement dream. Market's down 20%. Don't want to pull up the $30,000. That's a really bad way to plan for retirement. So make sure that you understand your cash flow. And understanding your cash flow is going to give you more income in retirement. And the reason for that is because you're planning ahead. You're not selling stuff at a low. Again, in retirement, you're going to need X amount of cash flow. Maybe you take more than that for the travel and all of that, but you have your set expenses. So if you're constantly pulling out of your investments when they're low, you're going to deplete your investment sooner. I mean, this is a problem I have with so many financial plans I see come through our office. People hire us to do a plan. They send us what they got from their previous financial institution, and it's 500 pages long. There's a bunch of graphs, and there's literally nowhere that says, here's what you need to pull and where you need to pull it from next year after. Like, just give me an Excel spreadsheet that outlines this. It's never in any of these plans. And it frustrates me because how does the client understand what they need to draw? So if your financial plan just is a long document that doesn't really give you anything, or maybe it's a verbal. Talk to a lot of people where it's like, yeah, no, I have a plan. My planner said I'll be okay. I can retire. That is not a retirement plan. You need to know what account your income comes from, when to start your CPP, how to do all these different things in the plan. It puts more money back in your pocket. So if your financial plan or your retirement plan is a verbal, you're good to go, fire your financial planner. You need something on paper that shows you year by year what is going on with each income, where your money's coming from, so you can plan ahead. Look, there's a lot of uncertainty what's going to happen in 3, 5, 10, 30 years from now, but we want to know, like, what direction are we going in? Based on where we're at today, what is the best plan so we can at least start planning ahead? I always say it's like having a financial plan or a retirement plan. It's like getting in a car and having your GPS on, knowing where you're going. A lot of you are entering retirement. You're basically getting into the car with a blindfold on. You have no idea what you're doing. You don't know where you're going. You don't know where your income's coming from. You don't know how much tax you're paying. There's a lot of uncertainty. And you're sitting there saying, yeah, but Adam, I don't know what to do, right? Like, I know I'm doing it wrong, but where do I go to do it right? Talk to your financial planner. If you don't have a financial planner, reach out to our office. We do have a team of CFP professionals that are here to help you. We offer fee-for-service financial planning. So we basically grab your information, work with you, map out a plan, and get you moving in that right direction. We get your blindfold off, put it into a GPS roadmap, and go forward. Now again, that plan, it'll set you till age 90, 95. But of course, things might happen along the way. You might need a plan update. We can talk you through that, what that looks like. But let's at least get you moving in the right direction. Moving in the right direction is going to put more money back in your pocket. It's going to put less in CRA's pocket, and it's going to allow you to sleep at night because you know what you're doing is the right direction. You know where your cash flow is coming from. You know that if the market drops 10, 20%, that's okay. I got my cash flow ready. I knew this was going to happen. So all these things are so important to make sure you're putting the most money back in your pocket. That $500, $1,000, $1,500 I talked about, that's available for everyone with the right planning.